This is about defending democracy. This is no longer Democrats versus Republicans. What do you want your kids to believe in? There must be give and take.
This is White Flag with Joe Walsh.
Hey, some hope this Monday morning as Passover begins at sundown tonight. And yeah, I've got a cold. I'm nursing a bad cold, but some hope for all of our Jewish brothers and sisters as they enter into another Passover. Some hope for all Americans on this Monday, and I hope you all had a great weekend. Horrific scenes at Columbia University in New York City and at Yale University in New Haven, Connecticut, and now at MIT and outside in Boston. Horrific scenes on these colleges of so-called pro-Palestinian protesters, students, harassing and bullying and threatening Jewish students. Saw some shots last night from Columbia, yesterday from Columbia. These pro-Palestinian students forming barricades, trying to keep Jewish students from entering school buildings, reminiscent of what the Nazis did in pre-World War II Germany. Just horrific scenes of Jewish students being threatened and harassed at Columbia and at a few other schools. Understand this. Look, absolutely horrific, and we need to put a humongous spotlight on these acts of terror. Let me be clear, you've got a right on a college campus to peacefully protest for any cause. You don't have a right on any college campus to harass or threaten your fellow students for any reason. Peacefully protesting is one thing. What's happening at Columbia and what's happening at a few of these other universities has moved way beyond protesting. Jewish students are being blocked, they're being denied entry into school buildings, they're being hurt, they're being physically beaten, they're being threatened, they're being followed, they're being harassed, they're being bullied. None of that is allowed under our First Amendment. Colleges aren't mandated by our First Amendment, but even if they were, none of that is permissible under our First Amendment. But remember this, we're talking about a bunch of rich college kids on a few college campuses in heavily blue urban democratic America doing this. We're talking about a bunch of rich college kids on blue urban campuses. Remember that. We lose that perspective. We go onto Twitter and we think, oh my God, this is happening all over America. No, we've got right now a problem, but the problem is a bunch of rich college kids in America rooting for Hamas. That's it. The vast majority of America, all over the country, from Florida to Texas to Wyoming to California, the vast majority of America stands with Israel, wants Hamas destroyed, and wants peace in the Middle East. These rich college kids rooting for Hamas on a few urban college campuses, man, they don't represent America. They represent a tiny, troubling slice of America. But just, again, some perspective. Don't go onto Twitter and think that this is happening all over America. And for all of our friends in Israel and around the world who are dismayed by what they're seeing at Columbia University in New York City, understand the vast majority of America stands with you, Israel. A bunch of rich college kids rooting for Hamas. A bunch of spoiled, rich college kids who have too much fucking time on their hands. That ain't representative of all of America. Not even close. My second message of hope to Jews: don't be afraid. Don't hide. I know it's scary shit what's going on at Columbia and Yale and MIT. And there will probably be a few more urban college campuses in blue America that will replicate what's going on at Columbia. But Jews, Jewish young people in this country, do not be afraid. Do not walk away from this. Do not hide from this. Be proud of your Jewishness. Be proud and be loud. Get out there. Make sure your voices are heard. Again, America, the vast, vast majority of America stands with you. Be proud. Be strong, my Jewish brothers and sisters, especially Jewish students here in America. Don't hide. Get out there. Be who you are. Be proud of who you are. Have courage. America stands with you. Get out there as Passover begins tonight. We stand with you. I'm Joe Walsh. This is White Flag with Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh, White Flag at gmail.com. All one word, Joe Walsh, White Flag at gmail.com. Hey, be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, share, and follow White Flag with Joe Walsh on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere great podcasts are found. And be sure to leave a 5-star review. This has been White Flag with Joe Walsh.